Hey, it's Mark the Guitar Guy here, the crazy Kiwi who's going to make you more awesomized with your guitar playing. So today what I'm going to be looking at is some chord substitutions in the key of E minor. Sounds flashy, but basically I'm going to be showing some really nice variations on chords that aren't strictly one chord. So in other words, we're grabbing notes from other places that are making it sound more interesting, at least to my ear. And these are the sort of chords I like to play, okay? So it's the chord progression for E minor. Normally you'd have an E minor, and then you'd have a D with an F sharp bass, G, A minor, B minor, C, and then a D would be in the key of E minor. So there's our 7 chords. E minor, D with an F sharp bass, G, A minor, B minor, C, and D. Don't worry if you don't understand completely what I'm talking about there as far as keys go, but it's a cool thing to go check out if you need to know about that sort of thing. Really good for songwriting. So we're going to learn some alternatives. So for every one of these chords, we can do a different version of that chord and make a, I guess, prettier sound. For example, E minor. A lot of times I won't play this E minor strictly. What I'll do is either do a version. This is another version I might do, which is, I'll give you the tab for it, 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 0. So I'm literally just changing from an E minor over here. I'm just changing that 4th string note. It's going from a 2 to a 4. Now the next thing I like to add though is my 2nd finger here on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, okay? I add that to my chord. I can either play it as a full chord like this, so all the strings can be played. Then you get that beautiful, nice closeness of those 2 notes at the end. Those notes. I love those ones there. And you can strum it. You can even go between an E minor and that. So you could be going. If you want to be experimental, you might just like to pick it. Pick some sort of. So there's an E minor. So that's a very cool variation on an E minor. The next one I like to do, instead of a D with an F sharp bass as in its full form, I like to do a cheats version of that. And so what I do here is I've got this 1st finger playing the 2nd fret. I naturally mute the A string. So the 5th string is muted by touching my 1st finger on it on a slight angle. So that kills it. So I've got that note being covered. So it's 2, nothing, so across. Then it's open D, which is the 4th string. My 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And that's all I do. And I don't often play the bottom string when I play that one, as in I call it the bottom string, the one that's furthest away, the 1 string. I usually just keep it within those strings. So I've got an E minor. I've got my D with an F sharp bass replacement. And then you've got a really nice movement into a G. Now there's a standard G, or my standard G. I've got this G that worked out that I absolutely love. Same thing again, we're going to play a G at the top string here. We're going to mute the next string, and then we've got an open 4th string, and my 1st finger is on the 2nd fret. It's actually on exactly the same note as we did for the D with an F sharp bass. So it keeps that same theme going through there. So that gives you your G. And you can either play the bottom string open, or you can, if you want to, you can add another G there by adding your finger there. But I kind of keep it open. I just assume that I don't play that bottom string there. So if we just play around with those 3 chords, this is what we get. Here's in my E minor, and I'm going to link it with that D with an F sharp bass, because I like to link it with that chord to a G. Then keep going there. If I just do a strumming pattern with that. I just love how those chords work together. Or if you want to play it. I'm just doing a different variation with my fingers to do those notes there, but it's the generally the same idea. So let's add the next chord to it. The next chord is naturally going to be an A minor, so if you know it's in A minor, we're not going to do the same A minor though. We're going to do a slightly different one. we're going to do an A minor. It's open up in the strings here. Well, I really like this one. This here is going to be, the third finger is going to play the 7th fret on the 4th string. The first finger is going to play the 5th fret on the 3rd string, okay? So the tab for that will be nothing on the top string, so cross for the 6th string. Then it would be 0, 7, 5, 0, 0. Okay, 0, 7, 5, 0, 0. And you can strum all the strings down. Then you get a nice haunting, whatever picking pattern you do, it has a really nice sound about it. So now I've got an E minor. There's my G. And you'll notice we've got a few different recurring notes as the chords transition, which is what I like about it. This. Hear that open B string the whole way through there, except for the very first chord. Okay, so that gives us our A minor. Now the next chord we've got is a B minor. Now I like to do this one here. It's either I call it a B minor 1 for some reason, but it's based on a G with a B bass. For those out there that are scholars out there of guitar, what we're going to do though is going to go from nothing on the top string, 2, 0, 2, it's my second finger doing that, and then 3, and then an open note at the bottom. So it's going to go from nothing on the top string, so cross, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0. And that's going to be my little change for that B minor, so I'm not doing a little alternative chord for that. Okay, so let's add that in the mix now. I'm just going to mix it up a bit. Here's my E minor. Now I'm going to go straight to the new chord. Now I'm going to the A minor. Back to that B minor version. Back to E minor. I'm just making this stuff up, guys. I've got no idea what I'm doing here, but I just know they work really well. Now let's try the G. D with an F sharp bass, and back to it. So what I like to do is learn them in sequence. So I've got E minor, and then D with F sharp bass, G, A minor, then B minor. Next one we've got in the sequence is a C. Now we can either do a C9. What I'd like to do for this one though, we're just going to do a standard C. And then we're going to move that up to make a D chord. So our D, instead of just being a D, we're going to be a C 2 frets higher, which will give us another version of a D. So C, at this stage, you can keep as a C, or you can add a little finger to make it a bit more interesting with a C9. That's all I'm doing there is adding the 4th finger, to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So the tab for that C would be 3, 2, 0, 3, 0. Okay? And then I slide that up 2 frets. And it becomes a D chord because here's my D bass, but here I've got some creepy little chords and notes coming through there as well. So let's add the C and the D into that E minor, okay? Mucking around with it a bit so you can hear how cool that sounds already, okay? And we've got all the chords there, so let's go through them one more time. E minor, D with an F sharp bass, G, A minor, B minor, C, we can do C like that, and then we've got our D chord. Different variations on that. We can even leave a finger off and on, but we'll get more into that later on. Pretty cool, eh? So what you can do there, you might be playing a song, you might know the chords like could be, if it's in the key of E minor, let's say the chord's at E minor. So E minor, G, A minor. I'm just making this up, okay? G, A minor here. Let's mix it up now. So it's a really cool thing to do is add these chords into your playing, so you're not just playing the standard old chords. Now you might play the standard old chords, but every now and again you just throw in a different version of that, and which I'll do all the time. I'll be playing like a song. just when I get used to it, I can add those in quite easily. So there we have it. Have a lot of fun with that. What I'd love to know from you guys in the comments is if you like this sort of stuff, if you like these sort of lessons, please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you, or maybe you've got some ideas on what you'd like to hear more of. And if you'd like my playing, or if you like my style of teaching and you would like to get some lessons, then I reckon it's a great idea to go over to my Facebook page, click on the Book Now button, and you can find a time to catch up with me one-on-one, and I can actually help you through the process and formulate a personalized guitar tuition or guitar lesson for you, so that it's not just like, here you have to learn this thing from the internet, here you have to learn that. I'm going, no, this is what I think would be really cool. If you learnt this little thing and this little thing, it'll change you a lot. I hope you got something out of this. Please like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. I can't wait to see you guys again. I'm going to play you out with some sexy E minor riffs and soloing for you. Here we go. Let's do something up tempo.